like once I get to it. It's taking me forever to find it. Okay, I've got too many things open. So this is what the page looks like. Here we go. Share screen. Sorry, guys.
It's called Twiddler.
There we go, Twiddler.
This is how an Australian would say it.
Not twiddling your thumbs. Okay, this is what the page should look like once you go to the link. All you need to do to write an answer, you can first of all change your name here in the box on the side, if you can all see that. And then you just go to text and open a box and write, etc. I won't give anything away. You can also draw. When you're writing this, don't forget to write your name, and please be respectful of other people and do not write over what they've done or draw over what they've done or erase what they've done.
Right. I would also just quickly suggest, like you'll see at the top left, there's how big you can write. I would make it smaller so other people can write. Yeah, that whoever just drew that green line, that happens. So try to make sure it's the text box. So that text box you want to just drag and drop, and then you could write. And yeah.
If you have any questions, you can ask us on the chat. And in the meantime, we will looking forward to seeing what you write.
Hello, Jason.
I can't change my name like on the thing. Like I tried changing it and then like it became an E. Like I put
you should be able to put your name, just put your cursor, the arrow over it, and then it should be able to change, or click on the pencil next to it. If not, doesn't matter. You can just add your name when you're writing what you write on the board, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. And just
got a few questions already. Excellent.
I will say to everyone that Michal probably spent a good hour trying to find the best online tool to do this, because a lot of them required registration. This was the best. So give it up for Michal. She did great here.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully this is good. It looks good. Oh, wow.
Lori. Who's Lori again? I know it's a mother of Lindsay, right?
Yeah.
Of who?
There's an echo.
Oh, Lori?
Okay.
Sierra.
Oh, Sierra. Okay, you signed off? And now you're signed off. Okay.
You can speak to God in first person, because this is your chance to speak to him. So ask him directly, or her, whatever you.
You guys are doing great. It's really
I'd
good
love to see your
question.
name next to your questions. I'd love to know who wrote all the questions.
Right.
Try and add your names. You can edit your text as well. So if you just go on the top, write edit text and then click on it, you should be able to add your name. Oh, wow, some of these questions are incredible.
I sent the link again. Sierra. It's also good as we could see like that there's like a lot of people writing. It's great. Like even on the side. Yeah. Doing really well.
Try and think of something maybe a bit outside of the box. Please try to move your box. If you're writing on top of someone else, try and move it, please. Wow. And if you want to try, once you've written a question, if you want to try and answer someone else's question, you can try and do that now. So try and write near it. Make sure not to write on top of it.
Okay. Doing really well here.
Wait, how do we like if we want to like add our name, because like if we forgot to add our name or like fix the word, how do we do that?
You just click on the box that you wrote in and click on edit text. Or just click on edit text maybe. If it's not working, then you can just add in your name in another text box next to it. So maybe we're going to take one or two questions and see if anyone wants to try and answer them. We seem to have a lot of questions here, which is great. Lots of questions is always a good thing. Jews love questions and arguing. Just a quick question. Do you guys think it's okay to question God? I mean, I'm asking you questions for God, but is the whole premise of that okay? Can we ask God questions about what he does? Are we entitled to do that?
Yeah,
I
think that it's okay to ask God questions because, I mean, it's human nature to be curious. And I think that God understands that. I mean, that's what he created us to do, ask questions and learn.
Definitely. Agreed. Now, can you think of any examples of people in history who did that same thing?
When it was Abraham, I think one of them when he was trying to not kill all the Jews, they argued with God, asking if he could find like, I think it was 5 people.
It wasn't even Jews, it was non-Jews actually.
Oh yeah, just people who are nice and like good people. Then you would say that.
Exactly. Great, excellent. Hunter, you want to say something? You raised your hand.
Did I?
You did indeed.
Didn't mean to.
Okay. Anyone else want to say anything about the question? So maybe let's take a question and let's see if anyone can answer one of these questions. So, sorry?
For the one, why did the Holocaust happen since everything happens for a reason? What was God's reasoning behind this? I think it was because God sort of wanted to test us to see if we can get through tough times, and just to see how strong we are.
Does anyone agree with that or disagree with that? I'll say what I think after if someone else wants to. first say what they think. I think that's fair to say. So 6 million people died because God wanted to test us.
No, I'm not saying
What
that.
is that?
I'm not saying it was fair. I'm saying that it was his way to test us.
They could have found a nicer way to do it.
I'm sure they could have, but I can't control that.
Well, anyone else want to answer or reply? What do you think about giving a reason for why the Holocaust happened? Can we say why the Holocaust happened? We can't get into God's mind. Well, he doesn't really have a mind, right? So, oh, there's an echo. Sorry, guys. So it's a bit hard for us to say any reason. People have tried to come up with reasons, but we'd rather not say reasons because we don't know. And at the end of the day, we're never going to know the reason why. And we're going to explore today all these questions of faith during the Holocaust. So do we want to take, maybe anyone else want to address any of the other questions? Okay, so I just wanted to address one of them, Nicole's question. Why do you allow bad people to do horrible things like steal, murder others, or just simply hurt someone else's feelings? Anyone want to try and answer that one? What do you think God would say? You can put on a God voice as well if you want. Anyone good with God voices?
I feel like God doesn't prevent anything cruel, unlike cruel things to happen, because God might feel that it's our job to prevent that, and human nature is human nature, so they can't really control that.
Incredible, right? If God could prevent us from doing bad things, then he could also prevent us from doing good things. We wouldn't have any free choice. So that's a great point. Okay, so we are going to move on now.
Right. So,
and a lot of these questions, sorry, I forgot to say, a lot of these questions are amazing, and we can't necessarily answer all of them, but it would be great if we could, address them another time. We'll try and do that because we don't want to leave you out in the lurch. Cool.
Questions are really important here because even if you look at, Holocaust survivors, the ones that are still living today still really struggle through these questions, and sometimes it's pretty amazing to see how some of them have been able to keep their faith, even though they have the exact same questions you're asking, they have, and yet they've had personally all these terrible things done to them, and yet a lot of them, not all of them, because many lost faith after the Holocaust, and no one's here to judge because you can't judge someone going through that. But the questions are very important, and it's not like when you're in grade 7. You question these things throughout your life because these things constantly happen. So regarding questions about God, that ultimately brings us to a discussion of faith. Right? Faith is sort of like belief, a type of, an understanding that, things will be okay. Everything is going to be good. But we have a lot of different opinions and different quotes about what faith is. So here, if you see what I have just showing the screen with, are 6 quotes about faith by different people. You have Mother Teresa, who was a famous Christian leader, Mahatma Gandhi, Rabbi Hillel, who was a famous rabbi in the sort of ancient times. Mitch Albom, who's a sports writer, who also wrote 2 pretty famous books that have a lot of meaning. So what we're going to do is, Michal, you don't mind posting the link?
Sure.
So we're going to do hashtags right now, something which I don't think we've done yet. Hashtags are like one of the things that like, I'm a big fan of them. A, because sometimes they're really hilarious, and also B, because I think it's like a very good way of like a different type of summary. So I'll just read you the instructions, but they're on the Google slideshow. I'm pretty sure everybody has the ability to edit. I just want to make sure that's true. Yeah, everyone can edit. Basically, you have 3 slides that have quotes. So see why each slide has 2 quotes. Choose 1 quote per slide. So meaning if there's 2 here, so Mahatma Gandhi and John Lennon, choose 1. And what we want you to do is write a hashtag that best summarizes it, right? What I would like you to do is similar to the Twidla. I want you to please grab a text box from the top. So like this. So you're going to take a text box. You all know how to use it. And you're going to write hashtag. I'm just going to use hashtag faith for now. And then Zach I. Right. So that we have it. And you can put it in a place where no one is it. Just like that. Try to make them a little creative. And this way, we get to see what they're doing. So one hashtag per page. If you decide that you want to do 2 hashtags per page, that's fine. Just make sure you write your own. But everybody needs to look at all 3 pages. Okay, we'll give you a couple minutes to do this.
And don't write in too big font.
Right. Very important. Don't write too big font. Oh, what did I just do? Did I just turn people off?
No.
I just did something to my show non-video. Oh, okay, my bad. Someone just okay, thank you, Michal. Right.
I'm sorry, but my computer keeps on freezing. And it finally.
Yeah, well, that just happened again while you're talking. We can't hear you. Sorry.
You can or can't?
Now we can.
Oh, okay. Because before, my computer keeps on freezing, so I don't know what to do now. I couldn't hear anything.
Who just said that? Sorry.
Ellie?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Haley.
Yeah.
Haley?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so in the chat box, just go to the link that we've got there and we can add it again. And you're going to be doing a hashtag, 1 on each page for the quotes that are there. So just repost it. We have some really interesting things. I'm also going to do a hashtag. We have some really good ones so far. Don't forget to add your name underneath.
Wow. No. Sarah, I really like your zone, Rabbi Hillel. Hashtag it's not over till it's over. Nice.
Mhm.
Cool. Very cool. This was awesome.
Ooh, Danny, I like yours. Careful posterity. Mhm. Mm. Wow, we've got so many hashtags going on here. I'll have to open a Twitter account.
Okay. Let's take 1.5 minutes to finish up. Okay, 30 seconds, everyone. Oh, we have, oh, hello, Rabbi. Rabbi, you should go on to the link we just posted. It's really cool what everyone's doing.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. So anybody want to, why don't we have some people talk about maybe a hashtag or two they put up and like maybe what specific quote they like. Any volunteers? Hello?
Okay, so what do I have to do? Hi,
Hey, Danny.
I'm muting myself.
No, we can hear you.
I like Daniel Fuchs's helping for the greater good
Yeah.
because he's helping for the future. Planting an apple tree will feed people in the future, and it will be a help to them. He's helping with their struggles, even though it's not helping him at all.
Right. Awesome. Anyone else? Hello?
I like Nicole's have faith in everything, because if you have faith in everything, you can always look at the brighter side in things, and you can say everything's gonna be all right.
Right. Anyone else? Let's try Maybe Adina. Adina, was there one that you liked? Adina, were there any that you liked? Jason. Jason. Okay. All right. So I think these are really great. There's a lot of different views on what faith is. Sometimes people think that maybe faith we should stop having it at a certain time. Maybe it's a waste of time. But these 6 really important figures talked about faith. Faith being such an important part. Yeah, Haley, please.
I liked the fourth slide. I liked Sarah's. It's not over till it's over. It means like if you wanted to plant an apple tree, because let's say that's on your bucket list or something,
Right.
then you should plant that. Then you should plant the tree because that's what you want to accomplish in your life,
Right.
and that's your goal you want to set.
Right. No, that's great. That's also talking about like, sometimes people, like, we can't do anything for the future generations. It's, we only can care about ourselves. But when you plant a tree, that's really like you don't benefit from planting a tree. Usually the generation after you benefits. So that's like a really important Jewish idea, having faith in, even though things may not be so good now and, you could just give up. We do our best to make it, even better for the next generation. So, even the Holocaust, the people who were suffering through the Holocaust, even though it was horrible for them, something, you have stories about people who like in their mind would just think, we got to get this through so that we could start a new life and give to the next generation. And that's why you see a lot of Holocaust survivors, some of the things they talk about that make them so emotional and care about is, Jewish youth and Jewish youth being involved in Jewish life and learning and doing, any types of Jewish practices and things like that, because, what they survived was not just for themselves, but to build after that.
And actually, it's a really cool quote because it ties into Tu B'Shvat, which is coming up this month. And we just started the new month of Shvat, and Tu B'Shvat will be in 15 days. So that's pretty cool.
Right.
We're going to move on now to talking. We've talked about faith in general. What about faith in the Holocaust? Did people have faith? Did people lose their faith? Did people question their faith? So we're going to look at a video now, which is going to present 3 different views on faith. So while you're watching it, try and see what the 3 different views are. There is the mother, the father, and the aunt of this man who makes this video. So I'm going to share it with all of you. If it doesn't work, tell me straight away so that I will just send you where are we? I'll send you the link. Can you all see the video?
Yeah.
Great.
It's kind of like really blurry for me.
Okay, hang on one second.
It's like really like.
Yeah, it's like really, really blurry.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on one second.
Yeah, you want me to?
No worries. We'll just put the link in the chat box. There we go. So everyone can watch by yourselves. Don't forget to mute. I'll stop sharing my screen now.
reason at all. And I really lost my belief then, right then and there. I had one sister and two brothers. I was the oldest. I'm the only survivor of my family. Why? What did they do so terrible that they had to perish? I think if God is so great and so powerful, he could have struck Hitler down before he killed so many Jews. That's my feeling.
That is
Okay, has everyone finished watching the video? Great. Okay, we are going to move on then. Okay, where is our... Here we go, sorry. Okay, so faith in the Holocaust. What different approaches did you see? We'll start with Menachem's mother. That's the first person that they mentioned in the beginning of the video. What was her response to faith in the Holocaust?
Who's Menachem?
Menachem's the filmmaker.
Oh, okay.
He's the guy who's narrating, who was pushing his father in the wheelchair at the beginning.
Oh. Wait, so what was the question?
What was his mother's approach to faith? What did she feel after the Holocaust? Was his faith strengthened, or? Please mute yourself if you're not talking, because there's a lot of background noise. But we'd love to hear.
Can I say what I have for the
Yeah,
aunt?
for sure.
Okay. Well, for the aunt, she really didn't believe in God after, because she thought, like, how could God ever let, like, someone do to innocent children and adults, because, like, she thought it was such a tragic time, and she was very upset because she was the only one left in the family from her brothers and sisters, and she was very upset by that, which made her so angry. And in some sort of way, she kind of wishes, like, she could have done something, but, like, she can't do anything else now because God made his choice of what was going to happen in that time period.
Okay, so that's one possible way to respond to the Holocaust. Anyone else want to speak about the other two approaches? Thank you for that. It was great. Yes, Danny.
The father, his faith growth, he still believed in God, and it was even more.
How did he deal with the question of the fact that people were killed? Did he have an answer?
Thanks. You're welcome.
Danny? You're on mute. You just have to unmute yourself.
There was a reason, but I don't really remember the reason.
Does anyone else remember it? It was, what did he say? He basically said, there is a reason, but we're never going to know what it is. So there's no point trying to find it out. Okay, and what about his mother? What did she think? What happened to her? This was the very beginning of the movie. Rachel, any suggestions? Ariel, Adina, who haven't we heard from today? Sarah, Danielle, Anne, Sierra. Anyone? Okay, yeah, that's right. She did not agree with Menachem's father. Thank you, Rabbi, for giving the hint. She didn't agree with him, and actually she lost her faith. She had faith before the Holocaust. Oh, did you want to say something, Sarah? No? Okay. She had faith before the Holocaust, and she lost it. She was questioning God. She just could not understand why something like that could happen, or how something like that could happen. She couldn't continue having faith after the Holocaust. So these were a few different ways that people dealt with faith in the Holocaust. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take you to a lino with other people's quotes about how they perceived faith after the Holocaust, so Holocaust survivors. And we will put that in the link, the link in the chat box right now, so that you can go straight to the lino. What you need to do is choose at least 2 posts on the lino and answer the questions that are written in the green sticky note. Thank you, Zach, for the link.
So I'm here for.
And some of these responses might actually answer some of the questions that you had at the beginning of the class.
What are we supposed to write?
Sorry?
What are we supposed to write?
So look at the green sticky note on the lino, kind of in the middle of it, and you answer the questions about 2 of the people's responses. You can do it about 1. We're running a bit late. How does this person deal with the challenges of faith in the Holocaust? How do they answer the questions that they have? What's their question and how do they answer it? Or do they answer it? And if you can, look at 2 different ones and compare them. How is one different to another?
Great answers.
The board is kind of like glitching for me. Like I'm trying to click and drag like a post-it and put it on there, and like it's like glitching. It's not letting me do it.
Refreshing the
Oh, wait,
line.
now I got it.
Oh, okay, great. Wow, some really good points here. Try and see if there's something that no one else has responded to. Try and respond to that. Give you about another 1 or 2 minutes. Okay.
Wow.
We have some really amazing things here.
Great responses. Yeah. It has been 2 minutes. Okay. Whoops. Hang on. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Great. Okay. So you have come up with some incredible things here, and you've learned from a lot of different people how they experienced the Holocaust and faith. Wow. Yeah, and I think a lot of these things that people wrote here really answer some of the questions that you that you asked at the beginning. And now we're going to move on. Zach, you want to? Yeah, just relatively quickly because we're sort of running out of time. A very good question, which basically most people ask one way or another is why do bad things happen to good people? So you heard the lady on the video about the baby or these things, and it's a very difficult question to deal with, especially if you have a certain perception of God or of what the world should be like. And I don't think we can answer this question, but I do want to share, I don't want to say an answer or even a reason, but a response to when bad things happen to good people. Okay? So the question which we do is, why do bad things? That's a philosophical, difficult question. But I think a response from Jewish people and other people around the world is what do we do when following that? Okay, so I want to share a quick story about Kobe Mandel. Kobe Mandel at the time was my age. Actually, I went to school with a lot of his friends. We're born 19. He would be 28 right now. That's how old I am. And on May 8th, 2001, him and a friend, Yosef, took off from a school to hike. Right? If you guys ever skipped school, which either you haven't done, and if you haven't, at some point you probably will, but don't tell your parents, or don't tell your parents that I said that. And right, and in a place called Tekoa, which is a nice place in Israel. And while they were hiking, they were murdered by terrorists. And it was a horrible tragedy at the time. I think he was bar mitzvah age. He was 13, and so obviously the question is why would bad thing happen to him? So there's no answer for that. And his parents, Kobe's parents, Sherry and Seth Mandel, they go all over the world and they speak about his story and sort of what happened following the story. And it says, we were determined to create something out of the tragedy of Kobe's death. Seth Mandel said he and Sherry, his wife, founded the Kobe Mandel Foundation in their son's memory, running healing programs for families and widows that have been directly affected by terror in Israel. The foundation sponsors Cabin to Kobe, its flagship program for children that have lost a parent or sibling in an act of terror. So basically, the family created this organization called the Kobe Mandel Foundation, where they then support and provide help to those that have suffered from terrorist attacks. And they have camps for kids your age and other, where they bring kids from the States, to be counselors and to be with them as a way of therapy and as a way of sort of helping people who've been through terrorist attacks get through it. So again, it's not a response, an answer to why do bad things happen to good people, but it answers, or it doesn't answer it. The question is, when bad things happen to good people, what do we do? And a very Jewish way is to build off of tragedy, that we don't get held back by it, even though things are bad. It's sort of the story of Israel. The Holocaust happened. It was all of European Jewry was murdered off, and we came from there and we established a state. And it's the story. It's unfortunately, it's the story of the Jewish people, where we continuously build off of tragedies when bad things happen to good people.
Okay, so just to finish off, we're going to be, thank you for that inspiring story, Zach. We're going to be doing an interesting independent exercise this week using audio tools, which we haven't used yet this year. So basically the instructions for the independent exercise I will also put in the email, and they are also in the Google spreadsheet, which I'll just put now into the chat box. Here we go. And basically next you're going to go to this website where you can record yourself, and you're going to speak to God, and you're going to you're going to ask questions. You ask questions at the beginning in general, but now that you've learned more, I want you to ask questions that are referring to some of the people that you've learned, questions that are a bit more complex. And then you can You could even try and see if you can record God's response. And you will copy the link and paste it into the spreadsheet next to your name. And we really want to see lots of responses. It's a fun kind of exercise, and you don't have to write anything. You just can talk, and it's very easy. So this week we had a very low turnout to the independent exercise. Let's try and keep it up for next time. Just to remind you, next week there is no online class on Monday, as there is some kind of, what holiday is it? Martin Luther King Day. So we will see you on the 25th of January next time, so in 2 weeks' time, on Tu B'Shvat. So have a great week, and thank you for being here and participating.